Witches as characters kind of reside in a weird spot when it comes to fiction. One moment we're tossing them into lakes, and the next we're cheering them on as they protect their magical school from an invading force. Now, I mean, it doesn't sound all that fair, but if we're talking about, when it comes to justice and witches, what seems to work the most is good old-fashioned mob mentality. Is that really fair? In the case of the game we're looking at today, Witch Hunt, it absolutely is fair. And it's fair because these witches are not only taking on, magical characteristics, but they also have these serial killer-like tendencies in that every single night they wake up and murder an innocent townsperson until they exterminate them. So, yeah, I'd say it's pretty justified in the case of this game. Now, Witch Hunter is essentially one of those large group deduction games where you can have a large number of people, they all sit down, secret roles are handed out, everyone goes to sleep, the bad guys wake up, they point to who they want to kill, they go back to sleep, everybody wakes up, and the moderator indicates who was killed that night. Everyone then argues about who they think the bad guys are, in this case who the witches are in the village, and they vote whether or not to hang someone that night. Growing up, I played a version of this game called Mafia, and it was played just with a deck of playing cards. You handed them out, and there's really only two special roles other than the witches. So there was the witches, which were the bad guys. Everyone else was a village person. There was a doctor that could heal someone at night without knowing, who was potentially targeted. And there was a sheriff that could pinpoint and, accuse certain people around the room. And that was it. It really sucked if you were a village person, because if you ended up dying in the first round, you were out of the game. You sat there and you watched as 30 minutes went by and you do absolutely nothing. A lot of these games where you've got a larger group, so for instance, Witch Hunter plays 7 to 20 players, which is a player count unlike most games that I've played. You can't get by with that large a group of people and not have player elimination for this type of game. Except with what Witch Hunter's done. I keep saying Witch Hunter. It's Witch Hunt. I'm sorry about that. That's why Witch Hunt sort of toots its own horn right on the box. It's the social deduction game perfected. Now that's a pretty large claim. That's not just addressing player elimination. That's saying that they perfected this game, this type of game, a large social deduction group game. Have they done that? We'll get into that in a little bit. Component-wise, the game is pretty fantastic, and that's kind of been my experience with Level 99 games. And the rule book is printed very nicely. It's very concise. There's pictures of everything. It comes with multiple score sheets, and it's essentially a pad of paper so you can keep track of players, and that's pretty crucial if you're not going to use the web app that they've developed. So just like most big deduction games this way, everyone's given a secret role. You can either be the witch, which means you're a bad guy, you're trying to kill everyone else. You can be a village peasant, which is pretty self-explanatory, you're one of the good guys. There's also the village clergy, which is essentially, for most purposes of the game, is a village peasant, except they have a few special rules. You're good or you're bad. No one knows who is what, and that's the core mechanic of the game, is figuring out who's good, who's bad, and eliminating the players that are bad. And when I say eliminate, I don't mean they're out of the game, because if you get killed in this game and you're a bad person, you come back and you aid the evil side in the afterlife, or if you're a good person and you die, you aid the good side. So nobody's completely out of this game, which is a very cool aspect and something that does fix a major problem. Now, in addition to your role, everyone also gets a character card, and these cards, just going back to the mechanic, or just going back to the components themselves, all the art and the graphic design on these are really fantastic. But everybody gets a unique character. They can do different things, and so that means that everybody has a special ability, not just the doctor or the sheriff and the witches. It's every single player, up to 20 players, has a special ability that can alter the course of the game dramatically. For instance, there's a character like the judge who, if a decision is not made to hang someone at the end of a day phase, then everybody goes to sleep, the moderator wakes the judge up, and the judge instantly gets to pick who gets killed that day. So if you're suspicious that one of the witches may be the judge as well, you need to be able to make quick decisions and figure things out fast. Otherwise, you could be in a great deal of trouble. Now, that's optional. The judge does not have to kill someone. So if the judge is a village person, they can choose not to. Choose not to kill anyone. Or if they want to throw people off the scent and they are a witch, they can choose not to. There are a ton of different roles in this game, and so it means that every single game that you play is going to be different. Everybody's going to have something interesting to do, whether they are alive or dead in the game. And that is really cool, and that is the best part about this game, is that there's so much to do. Unfortunately, it's also the worst part about this game. Now, we talked about this spreadsheet before. I mean, it looks like a score pad, but this is essentially just a spreadsheet for information that the moderator can use. This is completely unnecessary if you use the web app, which I highly, highly recommend you do. And I say that because it takes care of most of the bookkeeping for you, but there's still a lot for you to do. You need to have each character lined up with each player's name. So you have to input player names, input what character they are, and what alliance they are. If you do that, and you take the time to do it, which is kind of bulky and kind of clunky, the app runs perfectly smooth. It tells you exactly what to do, when to do it. If you're trying to do this by hand, which I have not attempted yet, because honestly it's pretty intimidating for me to think of having to facilitate something like this. And the reason being, if you screw up as the moderator, you can screw up the entire game. You can be 15 minutes into a game and botch the whole thing. And that's kind of why I would say that this is not the social deduction game perfected. It's the social deduction game vastly improved. Vastly improved because it's interesting, it's fun for the players, it's fun for the moderator to come up with a story, even though you're not exactly playing. There's no player elimination, but boy, you are playing your own separate game when you're the moderator. With all these special characters, that means there's not just a night phase that has the witches waking up, the clergy waking up, and the doctor waking up. No, there could be a huge number of people that you have to wake up in particular order. On top of that, throwing in anybody that's been killed during the game, they have their own phase as well that happens at night. And you have to facilitate these in a very specific order. Now, the game comes with these scripts that you can use. You've got your score sheet, or your spreadsheet where you've got everyone's names. It's also got scripts that you can use to make things easier. And they really did emphasize making this easy for the facilitator, but it's not. It's not a super easy thing to do. It's not an incredibly difficult thing to do. It's just a little bit clunky and would be my major complaint with the game. Oh, I forgot to show you these. I mean, if you notice, the cards that I originally showed are standard playing card sizes. There's a copy of every card in this tarot size, this much larger size, so you can see the art a little bit better. You can lay these face up on the table so every player can see what character is in there. Because if you don't know which character is in there, honestly, it's kind of a crapshoot. You don't know what you're going to get. If you lay these on the table, you know who's in play. You don't know who is who, but you know which type of characters are in play, which is really important when you're making certain decisions. But be prepared. Don't go into this thinking it's something that you're going to just pull out at a party and sit down and begin playing. There's a little bit of prep work that's necessary if you're going to be the one facilitating and being the moderator of this game. If you go in knowing that and you know what you've got, and even if you know you just like this type of game, it's worth giving a shot because they did greatly improve this genre of game, and I really did enjoy playing this. So if it looks like something you'd enjoy, check it out. Witch Hunt by Level 99 Games.